Hi, my name is Eric Lamison White, and the contract with Sodexo, the food caterer for the campus, is up. And the email just came out about who will be replacing them. Now, we got a chance to talk with Jay Ligorio, the current SGA president, about the changes. Jay?
Eric, thanks for having me.
What sort of tangible benefit do you think the breaking up of the catering monopoly will produce?
Well, for the first thing, the food waiver that all student organizations have to get if they want to have food from off-campus come in for their events, that's going away. So that'll be the first benefit that a lot of organizations see. What happened was the administrators in charge of the food contract looked at the monopoly on this campus and noticed that not only was it really not benefiting students or staff or anybody else, but it was we're one of the only people that were doing that at the time. So they wanted to allow students the flexibility to, especially in their organizations, and it also benefits staff members, to have a choice of food on campus. But what that also means is that the new food contractor will work twice as hard to make sure that when we select someone to eat with, it'll be them.
All right. Will the 19, 14, 10, 5 meal plan and price structure change?
Yes. The price structure is to be determined every year, so that I don't know. But the 19 meal plan is changing to an unlimited meal plan. So that means that you won't be, structured into your 19. The reason that they made that change was because studies show that students with a 19 meal plan, they're going to eat at the same level they eat just about every week. They're, even with an unlimited, they're probably not going to go over it.
Interesting. And what about in the 14 and 10?
The 14, the 10, the 5, those will stay the same.
Okay.
A new block will be added also that is a 200 block of meals. So my understanding with that is you can use as many meals as you want during the week, and they don't go away, but you have 200 to spend.
For the whole semester?
Either for the whole semester or you can renew it.
Interesting. Okay, in the letter that was sent out, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Au Bon Pain, pardon my French, were listed as part of the Chartwells, as being part of the Chartwells. Are there plans to put all three of those restaurants, per se, in the Commons?
All three of those won't be in the Commons. The Starbucks will be in the library. The Chick-fil-A, when that is built, will be in the University Center. Au Bon Pain will probably be in the Commons, more than likely, actually.
Okay.
And there'll be other venues in the Commons, too, just like today. But a lot of that was to relieve pressure on the building during free hour when you can't really walk around.
Yes, I can relate. So I'm curious about Starbucks in the library. There's already a coffee provider. Jasmine's is there. Is it going to be the same place, or are you going to be moved out, or just going to be a completely different location in the library?
My understanding now is that it'll be in the same place.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be much bigger, if at all, but it certainly won't be smaller.
Interesting. Has there been any indication of what sorts of places will be in the Commons other than the ones we just went over?
What you'll see a lot of, because all food service people or contractors do this, is you'll see some in-house brands, just like we have today with Sodexo. The difference is there are levels of branding. So, for example, we have a Sub Connections. Sodexo has another brand that does subs, but is a little higher quality. Of course, that's more expensive for the school, not necessarily the student. So what we'll be seeing is a lot of the same types of cuisine, places, like you'll see Italian cuisine, Asian cuisine, things like that. But you'll see a lot higher quality, in my opinion.
Okay. And regarding the quality, when, say, Sodexo first came to the campus, the level at which they provide service to us, was that something around the budget that we had at the time?
That's right. A lot of the time when you choose which level of branding that you might be using in your buildings, that's very dependent on money.
Okay, and I guess now things are a little bit different.
Now things are a little bit different.
I know many students are particularly excited about the Chick-fil-A. Can you elaborate on the plans for this place, such as the times open or be closed on Sunday?
Now, Chick-fil-A being an outside group, because the Chartwells doesn't own them, they'll have some of their own restrictions and standards that they want to keep. Not because Chartwells is below standard or anything like that, it's just that they have their own things that they want to do. I don't know if they're not going to be opened on Sundays because university staff, well, not university staff, Chartwell staff and or students would be available to staff it, not necessarily a Chick-fil-A employee.
Okay.
So that I couldn't answer your question on. I do know that during the day, or during the week, they're going to be open for daylight hours. I would say you would probably want to expect brunch through dinner, but I haven't seen any hard information on that yet.
All right. I would like to know a little bit more about Chartwells that replace Sodexo. Is there anything interesting you can tell us about Chartwells?
I know that they are currently serving food in Towson. When I went and talked to a lot of Towson students, they were very enthusiastic about the food. They said the quality was very good. Other than that, I know that Chartwells wants to come to this campus to sort of ramp up the style of food service on this campus. They are more of a restaurateur group, I think, than a food service, kind of just feed you and send you on your way group.
Okay. Here's a quote from the letter. The procurement required vendors to suggest their best strategies to address congestion in the commons during the lunch hours, offer new food and venue choices on campus, enhance existing venues such as the dining hall, eliminate catering exclusivity, offer kosher options, offer unlimited meal plans, etc. Can you give us any word on what Chartwell's promised or presented as ideas to each of the above points? We can break that down. Enhance existing venues such as the dining hall.
The dining hall will undergo some construction.
Oh, yeah.
All of the vendors that submitted a proposal were required to say how they would improve the dining hall, because the administrators understand students they're very pleased with it. It's dank. It can get dirty. So they wanted to make sure that anybody who wanted to come onto this campus planned to improve that venue.
Okay.
I do know it's going to undergo some construction to expand the square footage of the spot. One of the reasons that the spot is so successful on this campus is because it does about $1 million in business a year and is in maybe a 4-foot by 15-foot box.
Yeah.
Better money per square foot than a lot of the better business in Baltimore, and that is from their marketing data. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, so it's going to get bigger. I think that's going to improve a lot. Something else that they wanted to improve on was lighting. So it's going to look a lot better. And frankly, after some of the furniture is changed and the lighting gets better, I think students are going to want to hang out more. And because of the changes of the meal plan structure, it'll be easier to do that.
Yes. Speaking of the spot, currently it's limited on how you can pay.
Mm-hmm.
So just not the spot in general, but all over. Will you be able to use will you be able to use credit cards to get into the dining hall instead of just the student ID card to get in, or cash perhaps?
My understanding is that all of the food service places that are operated by Chartwells will be able to use Visa and MasterCard at no extra cost to the student,
Interesting.
which is going to help out a lot.
What about Campus Cash or Flex?
Campus Cash and Flex, so you mean like a venue that doesn't allow using a meal point?
Exactly, yes.
That is not something that I've had more information on.
Right.
It stands to reason that there will probably be something that you can't use a meal plan on. Just because if you were to enable something like that, there's costs down the line that start to get really prohibitive for the university, which they would pass on to the student, and then the meal plan isn't, it doesn't seem very valuable for how many meals you get a week.
All right.
So that I don't have much more information on it for you. I don't want to say anything that I could be wrong on.
Understandable. You have worked a good deal to make the study place open 24 hours. Are there going to be food options stuck in there now?
Yes, the Chick-fil-A is going in the University Center.
Okay.
I believe they're also putting grab-and-go type things, so it wouldn't be a spot, but there would be things that you'd find at the spot there. It wouldn't be opened, the food would not be open 24 hours, but my understanding with the vendors so far is that they have no problem locking up their food equipment, but keeping the space accessible to students on a 24-hour basis. So because that's an ongoing thing, that is something that I'm still investigating, but very optimistic about.
It's good to see that the UC will be utilized more and not just be a dead spot on campus.
That's right, it'll take the pressure off the commons.
Yes. Well, so you're not sure if the Chartwell's food places will be open on the weekends yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Let's see. Will food options in the commons be priced for a meal plan, or will they still consistently go over by 30 cents to $1, forcing students to use Flex?
I wish I had more information on you for that, but I don't want to disseminate something that's going to, cause people to believe something that isn't true.
Regarding weekend hours, currently there's no late night on Saturday. And here's a scenario for people that like to study on Saturdays. You wake up maybe a little late, maybe noon, you want to go get something to eat. Brunch is open, that's great. But then, as soon as you start getting to studying, procrastinate a little bit, it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, then it's 5 o'clock, and the dinner's open, but you know there's not going to be a late night session right after that, so you kind of have to use your meal right then. I think it's counterproductive to studying, as you have to go and eat if you don't want to be hungry later in the night. So will there be late night on Saturday?
What you'll see at the beginning is a lot of the same because everybody's in a pattern. We all know that there's no late night on Saturday. It's just, it's in your head now because it's how it's been forever. So they'll start out like that. But I can tell you the way this group seems to be enthusiastic about this campus is they're going to interview students hard. They're going to want to know when they want to eat. They want to know what they want to eat, when they want to eat then. And they're going to be talking about a lot of things like that. Now, meetings between administrators and the company or students in the company, this is all so new that hasn't even happened yet.
Okay.
But you can guarantee with the personalities that I've seen between Compass and the administrators that are at the top, pulling the strings in this contract because it's really under their control, that they're going to want to talk to a lot more students about when they want to be able to get food from the dining hall or from the commons.
All right, well, this is pretty much the same kind of question. I guess maybe it's my little suggestion. Early breakfast hours on the weekends. Because, say, for instance, college night, Thursday night, and you're out pretty late, you can, when the sun starts to rise, you can go to the dining hall and get breakfast, you're kind of hungry. But if it's on a Friday night, though, it's going to be like, even after the sun's up, it's going to be another like 4 hours before dining hall opens, and you can get a nice little omelet, but you have to wait.
Right.
So I would definitely go for early breakfast hours on the weekends. Now, student employment. Currently, there's people working in late night, and that are students, and they're looking forward to, or maybe not looking forward to, losing their job with Stexo.
Right.
Do you know how they'll be handled, or if they'll be reemployed with Chartwells?
Those students, I'm sure, would be one of the first picks that Chartwells wants to take back, because
Okay.
student employment was a very core company value that we saw from them. And that's great because students, we make up this campus. In a lot of cases, when we live on campus, it's much easier for us to get to work for them than for another employee to get to work for them. So it makes it easier on their part, too. They're very enthusiastic about student employment, I think.
Now, the Skylight Lounge, will that be under Chartwells? Are there going to be any changes to that?
That will be operated under Chartwells. I think it's going to be operated just about the same as it is today.
Very nice. And the cafe in the admin building?
I don't have very much information on that, but there is still going to be the cafe in the admin building.
Great, great. Okay, now here's a question straight from UMBC Underground, submitted by Kristen H. Eliminating the exclusive catering and making the meal plan more flexible. What exactly does that mean, and does it mean we will have more food options?
Well, the catering means that now we don't have to ask for permission to eat someone else's food that they bring onto campus, and that's good. The meal plan flexibility I'm very happy with, because what that means is, and these aren't the times necessarily, but we'll use them for the sake of example. Let's say one of the meal periods is 4 p.m., and the end of that period is 6:30. So you go into the dining hall at 4:01, so you're in this meal period, and you have a meal plan, so they swipe your card, and you go and you hang out and have a snack until 4:20 when you leave to go to your class that starts at 4:30.
Okay.
So your class runs until 5:15, and you're starting to get hungry again because you only had a small snack.
Yeah.
So you go back into the dining hall, swipe in at 5:25, and it swipes on the same meal point that you used to originally get in. Even if you don't have an unlimited meal plan, so if you're still on your 5-10 meals, they'll let you back into the dining hall on the same meal so that you can eat more, which is good. Unfortunately, the commons is going to remain about the same. So if you swipe at the grill at 4:01, you won't be able to swipe again at 5:25 until that meal period ends. Additionally, you won't be able to go into the dining hall either. That comes down to these costs flow into the sink that would start to affect students.
All right, how about this hypothetical scenario? you go to the dining hall, want to bring a friend who is maybe a commuter or lived off campus, and you swipe, and you want to let them get in, but you don't want to use $8 in
Right.
flex. Can you swipe again and let them in?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that situation is going to stay the same.
All right. And I'm trying to think of other situations. Can you maybe mix something? Like, sure, you can do like a mill and flex right now.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be able to do like mill and cash, or just some obscure combination to pay for something?
Oh, so if you were at the grill and you used your meal but it went over,
Yeah.
can you use cash?
Yeah.
My understanding is yes.
It's great. It's great. Okay, then that's all the questions I have, and it's great talking to you.
That's great. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Megan with UMBC's Residential Student Association, and if you have any more questions, come out to the Town Hall meeting Tuesday, April 29th in Lecture Hall 6 in the Physics Building from 6:45 to 8:45 p.m. We hope to see you there.
I think they want to make students a lot more, or a lot. Let's start that part again.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Student employment. Okay.
Shit.